So welcome back to our CMA classes, guys. This is Soumya Santosh, a CMA finalist. Today we are going to start the new chapter of corporate and economic law, that is going to be SEBI laws and regulations. Okay, and one more thing which I have to tell you, that this is as per new syllabus. If you're thinking that there is nothing much changes in the new syllabus, so dear, you are wrong. Okay, there is a lot of change, and that SEBI law regulation was different and this is quite different, so you have to study this. Okay, so yes, this is first saying about the raising finance from the capital market through IPO. So what is this capital market, how it's working? We have to understand a bit about it. I mean, a little bit introduction about it. Okay, there is a security market, and now what is the security market? Okay, the question comes here is, what is security market? Security market where the investor, where the corporate or the government are actually raising the capital, okay, to finance, okay, to finance their operations. Okay, basically this is what. Okay, so we have to read the introduction of capital market. Further, the security market is further divided into two parts. Okay, so I'll tell you in this lecture. Okay, so how they are going to work. Okay, so yes, the securities market, okay, the stock, bond and other securities trade in the security market. Okay, so now we get a little thing about that. The stocks, bonds and other securities are also traded in the security market. These markets streamline the purchase and sale activities of whom? Of the investors. Okay, by allowing transaction to be made quickly and at a fair price. So can I say that in this market what is happening? Sale, purchase, okay, of whom? Of these things. We know about the stock, bonds and other securities, okay, which we already read in the introduction of the line. Okay, okay, but with that they are making it in very fair price. Okay, yes, securities are investment certificates that represent either equity, which is the ownership in the issuing the organization, okay, or the debt, okay, which is a loan to the issuer. Okay, here says the corporations and the government, corporates and the governments raise capital to finance operation and expansion by the by selling security to investors. Okay, let me read it again. Okay, they are saying the corporate and the government can raise the capital. Okay, how they can raise the capital? To finance operation, they have to do this work, right? To finance the operation, they are raising through the capital, and expansion by what? By selling the securities. Okay, by selling the securities to the investors. Okay, so they are getting the funds. In short, can I say they are getting the fund? Okay, by selling the securities in the security market. To whom? To the investors. So can I write here the corporate and the government? Okay, they are raising fund. They are raising fund by selling the securities. That could be anything, stock, bond or any other securities. Okay, okay. So yes, they are selling the securities to whom? To the investors. Okay, this is what happening in the security market. Okay, in short, can I say this? Yes. Okay, we in turn take on a certain amount of risk with the hope of receiving a profit from their investment. Short hai, I know the meaning of security markets now. Now the security market is further divided into two segments, and that is primary market and secondary market. Okay, Hanji. So what is this primary market? A primary market is a place where new issue of share or securities are offered to investor. This is what I read earlier, right? So yes, example are initial public offer. Okay, so we know what is initial public offer, but still we have a confusion between initial public offer and further public offer. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, don't worry, I'll tell you in this lecture. So this is example are initial public offer of shares, corporate bonds and the government bonds. Okay, so first of all, what are they saying? In primary market, a place where new issues of share or other securities are offered to whom? To the investor. This is what I already read, right, in the security market wala definitions, right? Yes, yes, yes. So I have no more confusion, right? So let's go for the second element of the security market, which is secondary market. Secondary market is a place where the investor can buy, sell share or the security from another investor rather than the issuer. So here the investor either can buy or sell, okay, of what the share or securities from another investors, okay, rather than issuer. Okay, so the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange of India Limited are the example of such stock market. So which is BSE or NSE, can I say this? Okay, Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange are the example of such a stock market or a stock exchange. Now what I have said, let's make a diagram, and what I have written here, let's look out. Financial market is further divided into two parts, which is the capital market and money market. Okay, so in this capital market, it is further divided into two parts, which is primary and secondary, which I already read. Okay, so what is this capital market for and what is this money market for? Okay, I read the primary market and the secondary market, which was further divided and which is a part of capital market. Okay, so I already discussed it because not to get so much thing in here. Okay, so what is they are showing, the financial market is further divided into two parts, capital market, money market. Okay, so what is money market? Can I give a few example? जैसे कि बोल सकते हैं हम treasury bill, ठीक है, और commercial bills and all, commercial paper for the short term purpose. It is actually done for the short term purpose. ठीक है, short term finance बोल सकती हूँ मैं, short term investment बोल सकती हूँ मैं. And what about the capital market? Is done for long term, right, where the company is issuing the equity share to whom? To the public to earn the money. Right, when they actually need money, when the company really need money, what they do? They issue the shares. Okay, let's go for the equity shares. Okay, in the security market, okay, what they are doing, the company, the corporate are issuing the security, the equity share in the security market, from where they are getting the fund, from the investors, from the people and all. Okay, so they are getting the money, they are getting the fund. Okay, and then they are reinvesting in their capital. Okay, so this is what happening. Okay, so hope so this part was clear. And what is this money market for? For the short term, and that is call money, treasury bill, commercial paper, certificate of deposit. इतना simple है ना. So can I simply say the security market, what is the definition of security market? Done है ना. हाँ जी, where the investor are raising fund, right, the government, the corporator are getting through issuing the securities. ठीक है, we know what is security now. ठीक है, so they are getting the funds. ठीक है, okay, so further that is divided into primary and primary and secondary is the part of capital market. And what about the money market? Short term purpose के लिए, and that was capital market was a long term. इतना cleared है ना बाबा जी. हाँ ठीक है, let's go for the further part. There they are saying the security market is divided into two parts, which I told you, the primary market and the secondary market. कोई confusion नहीं है. ठीक है, but now what is the objective of issuing this? ठीक है, first to raise the fund. This is for the primary. ठीक है, for the primary market to raise the fund. Second, include issuance of the new securities through IPO. Okay, so they are issuing the new shares. ठीक है, they are introducing the new securities in the market. Can I say yes? Which is IPO, initial public offer. So what about the secondary market? First of all, they are doing it for the capital appreciation. Yes. ठीक है, the second objective is going to be include the further trading or securities already offered to the public, which means doing the further trading. इतनी बात समझ में आई? हाँ जी, समझ में आई. ओके, सो होप सो अप टू दिस एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर, राइट? सो हाउ दे आर इशूइंग दी सिक्योरिटीज, okay, in the security market? There are some of the example. Okay, types of issue of securities in the market, either through public issue. Okay, now let me define what is this initial public offer. Okay, so I'll tell you with the example. For example, any of the company issue their shares. Okay, every time they are issuing the share, whether it's going to be the initial public offer or not. For example, Mr. XY Limited issues the new share, okay, which is belonging from the X class, okay, and the company issued it on the April 2024, okay, and further they have all, as I told you, they already issued that share on the 1st April 2024. Further they are issuing on the May. Okay, so can you say the company is issuing that same class of the shares which is already issued on the April? Whether it is the same share, we have to understand this. Okay, so there is a difference between this. Whether, as I told you, that the company issued on the April and further they are issuing the shares on the May. Is it again the initial public offer? Which means if the company is doing it for regular basis, like from April, May, June, July, so it will again be initial public offer or not? Okay, no, it will not be. Okay, if the share is of particular class of share, if it belongs from the particular class and it is issued for the very first time, that would be the initial public offer. Okay, as the name says, the initial public offer, and this is the basic thing which normally people get the confusion between the initial public. They know the initial, this is done for the initial time, initial issue, okay, but what is the difference and what is the meaning? People have a confusion here, okay. So the class of the share, particular class of share issued for the very first time would be the initial public offer. इतनी बात समझ में आए ना? Yes. Now let's continue the same example what I told you, that XY Limited issued the share X class, ठीक है, the particular class is X, ठीक है, that issued on the April 2024. Further it is issuing the same class, the X share, on the May, right? So it's going the further public offer. Early it was IPO, it's going to be FPO, ठीक है, that would be further public offer. ये हो गया ना first part. Let's go for the second part. On April 2024, the XY Limited, the X class particular share, ठीक है, this is particular share from the X class, ठीक है, and on the May, okay, on the 14th May, they have issued the Y share, ठीक है. So this is again for the company, it's going to be again initial public offer, as Y share was not already issued, okay. So hope so there is no more confusion. What is difference between IPO, what is difference between FPO, we know this, okay. So this was the very first thing, okay. What is this? The public issue, okay. Types of issue of securities in the security market through initial, what I told you, types of issue of securities in the market, security market, okay. So this is going to the first part, public issue, okay. Second, right issue. Third, bonus issue. Fourth, private placement, which is through the preferential allotment, qualified institutional placement, and the institutional placement program, okay. So now my question to you is whether every issuer can make the initial public offer or not, okay. You have to think. So here is the answer: no, they cannot go, every issuer cannot go for this, for issuing the initial public offer. There are some of the condition, and in this part we are going to read out the condition. So now I know the meaning of security market. Yes, further it's divided into two part, capital and short वाला, capital and money market वाला, ठीक है. यहाँ वाला कौन सा था? Primary and secondary, and what were the objective behind them, we know this, ठीक है. And few of the examples, हाँ जी ये भी ठीक है. Now and how the actually the issue of share, the types of issue of shares, we know this, okay. Now the question which I ask you, that how that every issuer can issue this share, is they can do it or not? The answer is no. There are some of the condition, and now we are going to read out it, okay. So raising finance from the capital market, which is through IPO. Eligibility of the issuer is going to be, an issuer cannot make, they are saying cannot make, the public issue or the right issue, okay, the public issue or the right issue of the equity share of convertible securities, okay, under the following condition, okay. If they are falling under these condition, okay, फिर देखना पड़ेगा कि whether they can do this or not, okay. So first they are saying if the issuer of its, the issuer of any of its, ठीक है, promoter group, director, selling shareholder. So promoter group, director and the selling shareholders, ठीक है, are departed from accessing the capital market by whom? By the SEBI. If SEBI prohibited the promoter group, the director or the selling shareholder, that you cannot participate in the capital market, if any of them is actually engaged in the fraudulent activity, let's say, ठीक है, or any of the other activity which is illegal, okay, so the SEBI is going to restrict them to participate in the capital market or the company, okay. So in this case, the investor, the issuer cannot go for issuing the shares, okay. Hope so this is clear. First part, if the SEBI prohibited the promoter group, the director, the selling shareholders, ठीक है, to participate, ठीक है, in what? The capital market, in that case they cannot issue this, ठीक है, the issuer cannot participate, okay. So yes, this was the very first condition. Second condition, unless an application is made to one or more stock exchange, ठीक है, for approving the listing of the equity shares and convertible securities. So can I say here, we know we have the it is to be listed, ठीक है, it is to be listed, right, but after that there is again one more process, ठीक है, listing is done, ठीक है, approval of IPO by SEBI is to be taken. This is called in principle, ठीक है. Once listing is done in stock exchange, ठीक है, what is the next step? To take the approval for the initial public offer by whom? The SEBI, ठीक है. This is what the second step saying, that the approval is to be taken by the SEBI for further processing, for the initial processing, ठीक है, IPO के लिए, simply can I say, ठीक है, and this is known as in principle. So what are they saying? Let's read it again. Unless application is made to one or more stock exchange for what? For approval of the listing of equity shares or convertible securities, ठीक है. So if approval is not taken from any of the stock exchanges, they cannot issue the public issue or the right issue in the security market, ठीक है जी. So first, याद है ना, promoter group, director, selling shareholder, ठीक है, if they are departed by whom? By the SEBI जनाब, ठीक है, departing from accessing the capital market by SEBI was the first, ठीक है. Second, approval is to be taken from at least one stock exchange, ठीक है जी, हाँ जी, of the equity share and convertible security. We are talking about this only, okay. So and what was the term used here for the approval of the initial public offer by SEBI, which is in principle, okay. That's what the approval of what we are taking, that is known as in principle. Third, okay, unless it has entered into agreement with depository in the electronic form, ठीक है. So we know anybody can access, ठीक है, anybody can access the security market. In what form? In electronic form. That is known as what? Dematerialization, okay, where the securities are traded in electronic form, where any of the person can access the security market from anywhere globally, right. So this is what we say, that it should be entered into agreement with depository. Acha, what is this depository? This is again, the depository is registered with SEBI, ठीक है, and so the person, the issuer, who have to issue the shares in the security market, they have to enter into an agreement with the depositor, ठीक है, where the SEBI have given them approval, registration and all of the other things that you have to, there are some terms and condition, okay, which you have to go look after the issuer whether they have fulfilled or not, ठीक है. So this issuer is going to, there should be some agreement between the issuer and the depositor. इतनी बात समझ में आएगी, ठीक है. For what? For dematerialization, which is dematerialization, ठीक है, which is in the share in electronic form. The security share stocks are in electronic form जनाब, बहुत easy है, ठीक है, हाँ जी. Of what? As I told you, we are talking about the equity share and convertible securities there, so we are going for this only. ठीक है, so first prohibited वाला some of the people, ठीक है, second approval for further listing of shares, ठीक है, हाँ जी, ठीक है, principal इन कहते हैं, third dematerialization is an electronic form, ठीक है, of these कौन सा वाला पार्ट, दी इक्विटी शेयर एंड द कन्वर्टेबल सिक्योरिटीज, ठीक है, फोर्थ अनलेस all the existing partly have either fully paid up or forfeited paid up by the paid up of the equity share of the issuer. So can I say until unless the shares which you already issued, the issuer which already issued have fully paid up, they cannot go for the further initial public offer. The share which you have already issued in the security market should be fully paid up जनाब, ठीक है ना, समझ में आ गया ना. If it is not fully paid up, which means partly paid up, then in that case you cannot participate, you cannot further issue, ठीक है, the initial public offer, ठीक है, you cannot do so. Okay, so you have to, unless all the existing partly have either fully paid up or forfeited, ठीक है, so two option दे रहे हैं, either fully paid up or forfeited. So can I write here fully paid up? Until unless it is fully paid up, you cannot participate here, or forfeited. This is going to be the forfeited. This is going to be the fourth condition of the equity share of the issuer, ठीक है ना, हाँ जी. So let's go for the fifth. अच्छा, can I have not discussed about you this. There is one more condition that only if the issuer want to issue securities, ठीक है, in security market, there is some limit, okay, and the limit is going to be 25%. Up to 25% only the issuer can issue the security, can raise the fund through capital market, okay. So this is the other condition going to be, unless firm agreement of 75% of finance have been made, which can be through loan, ठीक है, which should be in legal way, ठीक है, which should be written and legal, ठीक है. So unless firm arrangement of 75% of the finance have been made, ठीक है, then only the 25% can be covered from this. Covered from what the proposed public issue, the right issue, existing identifiable internal accruals, ठीक है. So they are going to exclude this part, because what I said, 25% can only be accessed from these things, from the security market, ठीक है. So yes, 75% of arrangement of fund should be done, ठीक है, of the finance in the legal way. कोई illegal नहीं चलेगा यहाँ पे, ठीक है. So hope so this part was clear ना. Yes. Let's go for the sixth part. Before filing of offer document, promoter's holding is in the dematerialization form. So can I say this is somewhere connected to this वाला part? कौन सा वाला part? ये, ठीक है. So let's keep it थोड़ा बहुत replica, ठीक है. So for dematerialization, as I told you, the shares should be in the electronic form, right? The agreement with whom, the depositor and the issuer should be there, ठीक है. And the sixth part they are saying, before filing of offer document, promoter should hold the dematerialization form, जनाब. अब अपने को clear है ना, हाँ जी. So the promoter's holding is in the dematerialization form, otherwise ना issue नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है जी, हाँ. 7th point says, this is also somewhere connected. Let me read it and let's connect, let's make a connection here, ठीक है. The amount raised by the issuer for general corporate purpose shall not exceed 25%. कहीं ना कहीं तो पड़ा है ना, which is for this वाला part, ठीक है. तो देखो कनेक्शन कहीं ना कहीं बैठ जाता है. They are saying कि they cannot, the general corporate purpose, the issue, the amount raised by the issuer for the general corporate purpose shall not exceed 25%, ठीक है. So this is also connected from this ना, unless the firm arrangement of 75% of the finance have been made, the issuer cannot go for issuing the shares in the security market. So they are simply saying, ठीक है, the general corporate purpose, the amount raised cannot exceed 25%. तो limit is up to 25%. MCQ वाला part हो सकता है जनाब, ठीक है. Okay, so hope so up to this is everything clear ना. There was 2 point which was connected. ये 75% वाला 75%, dematerialization was a 4th point, ठीक है. तो yes, we have covered at least 7 point, ठीक है, we have covered. Let's go for the other. This is also going to be connect. ठीक है, let's go for it. A public issue of the equity shares if the issue of its promoter director is willful defaulter. कौन सा वाला part के साथ is going to be connected? First वाला. ठीक है. So yes, let's check out what I told you in the very first condition, that the if issuer of its promoter group director या फिर कौन सा selling shareholder are departed from accessing the capital market. So can I say they are prohibited by SEBI, ठीक है, but in this case that they are not prohibited by SEBI, they are willful defaulter. They could be, there is a reason that they might be willful defaulter which was declared by SEBI, or somehow some other reason could also be there, ठीक है, but yes this is simply one of the connection between first, there is a connection between first and 8 point, okay. So a public issue of the security, the equity security, if the issuer of its promoter director is willful default, again they cannot issue the shares in the security market. Simple है ना, ठीक है, IPO या फिर right issue, हाँ जी. 9 says the issue shall be open for minimum, देखो MCQ वाला पार्ट हो सकता है जनाब, ठीक है. So again issue shall be open for minimum 3 days, ठीक है, and maximum for how much days? 10 days, ठीक है. Yes, so this was simple ना. Yes, let's go for the 10th point. अच्छा, how much subscription, फिर MCQ वाला पार्ट, MCQ यहाँ भी, ठीक है. So minimum subscription should be of 90%. 90% of क्या? 90% of the issue size. And what if the minimum subscription is not made of 90% of the issuer size? In that case, let's read out. In case of failing in minimum subscription, कौन सा 90%, ठीक है. In that case, the application money has to be refunded within the 15 days of the closure of the issue. So can I say minimum days was 3 days? Can I say the maximum days was 10 days? ठीक है. कितना परसेंट इशू? 90%. 90% of the issuer size, ठीक है. देखो MCQ हो सकता है, I'll say, and this term we have to keep this in the यहाँ, ठीक है, okay. But what if the issue, the 90% subscription is not made? In that case, what we have to do that the refund of that money is to be done within 15 days of closure of the issue, ठीक है. इतनी बात clear, okay. So yes, let's make a very quick revision, guys. Okay, so as I told you that there are some conditions that the issuer cannot make what? The public issue or the right issue, ठीक है, of equity shares or the convertible securities, ठीक है. This is first part, this is second part, ठीक है, of what? Equity share or the convertible securities, ठीक है, under following condition. First condition was of if कौन सा? promoter group director and the selling shareholder, ठीक है. Issue, if the issue of its promoter group director selling shareholders, ठीक है, are departed for accessing the capital market by whom? By the SEBI, ठीक है. This was somehow connected ना. चलो जल्दी connection बिठाते हैं, ठीक है. Connection was here, ठीक है. Let me take the other pen. Okay. A public issue of the equity security if the issue of its promoter, the director are willful defaulter, जनाब, ठीक है. So yes, connection बिठा लिया. Yes. Let's go for the second point. Let me mark it here. Okay. Unless application is made to the one or more security exchange, ठीक है, at least one security exchange से approval is to be taken, ठीक है. Approval of listing of equity shares or convertible securities. Very good, ठीक है. Third point was of what? Dematerialization, which is in the कौन सा? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म, ठीक है. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में करना है, ठीक है, अदरवाइज नॉट गोइंग टू बी issue of securities cannot be done by issuer ना जनाब, ठीक है. And this point was also connected to some of the point which was of this. Before filing of offer document, the promoter's holding is in the dematerialization form, ठीक है, हाँ जी. So yes, we already covered four of the points, ठीक है. So let's go for the other. Unless all of the shares, all of the issued have been what fully paid up or the forfeited, ठीक है. So unless all the existing partly have either fully paid up or the forfeited paid up of the equity shares of the issuer, ठीक है. If it is not fully paid or forfeited, ठीक है, otherwise the issuer cannot further issue, ठीक है, they cannot make the initial public offer और फर्दर पब्लिक ऑफर, फर्दर तो हो सकता है डेफिनेटली, ठीक है, बट इनिशियल नहीं हो सकता है, ठीक है. सो होप सो दिस पार्ट वॉज क्लियर. सो जो इनिशियल था यू हैव टू फुली पेड अप और फॉरफिटेड, ठीक है. सो येस, ठीक है, दिस वॉज समहाउ कनेक्टेड. नहीं, लेट्स गो फॉर द अदर पार्ट. व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, 25% कैन ओनली बी टेकन through what, the issue of shares. 75 by finance loan, कुछ भी करो, but that arrangement should be done before issuing the shares in the security market. Okay, so yes, and how that was also connected where what I told you, the amount raised by the issuer for the general corporate purpose shall not exceed 25%. minimum 25%, maximum 25%, minimum नहीं है, ठीक है. So yes, this part is done. And minimum कितना days के लिए it's going to be issued for 3 days, maximum 10 days, ठीक है. And what was the minimum amount? Minimum amount was of 90% of the issue share. Minimum subscription was of 90% of issue share. What if the amount, the minimum subscription is not fulfilled, it's falling, ठीक है. In that case what, the amount is to be refunded within the 15 days of closure of the issue, ठीक है, यहाँ से यहाँ के बाद, ठीक है. So hope so this was clear to you, and if you really it was benefited to you, so please share this video to those who are doing CA, CS, CMA. Hope so this would be little bit benefit to them also, ठीक है. So yes, we'll meet you in the next video. तब तक के लिए to tell guys, do your revision, regular revision. If you are still thinking let's wait till the result day, so please don't do it यार. देखो रिजल्ट कुड भी पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव कुछ भी हो सकता है. सो हमें पहले से पढ़ना है ना, ऐसा नहीं करते अपन, अच्छे बच्चे अपन बहुत ज़्यादा, ठीक है. सो वी डोंट थिंक कि दैट वुड बी ओनली पॉजिटिव थिंग. वी हैव टू कीप बोथ द एस्पेक्ट, है ना. एक चीज़ के पीछे पढ़ोगे तो हो सकता है कि कई बार रिजल्ट पॉजिटिव ना आए. सो बेटर है ये सोचो फेल हूँ मैं और पढ़ना स्टार्ट करो, तब थोड़ा सा पढ़ाई कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. टिल देन बस इतना काफ़ी है ना. तब तक ले पढ़ते रहो, खुश रहो, मस्त रहो. विल मीट इन अ नेक्स्ट वीडियो. बाय गाइस.